Hello everyone in Oneness. Thank you so much for watching this video. In Oneness, we are Abe. In this video, we wanted to talk about discernment. And discernment has been coming into my awareness very strongly in the past week or so, and teaching me new things about integrating my own discernment, teaching me lessons about discernment, and really trying to get me to stand more firmly in my own truth. And this has a lot to do with discernment. Discernment is your ability to know your truth in any given situation. So in this video, we are going to be talking all about discernment. Let's get right into it. So discernment is the ability to know and stand firmly in your truth. And oftentimes when a person, when something comes into their awareness and they're trying to distinguish what is truth, it's oftentimes easy to kind of get split or not know which direction to go in, not know what to choose based upon your own truth, because there are so many outside factors that influence a person's truth, that influences a person's ability to make decisions. This video, and when we speak about discernment, we are putting the power back within you. And in you finding your own inner power, you are finding your own inner truth and standing firmly in that truth. And it's in that place of standing firmly in that truth that you are able to open up to greater discernment for yourself, despite anything else that is happening outside of you, despite any other outside factors that are trying to influence you. And so, this is a really important step in your ascension journey, in your ability to open up into higher vibration, consciousness, awareness, step further along your own path. Because as you make your way further along your own path, along your journey, you're going to come more into alignment with yourself. And this includes the not really disregarding of outside factors, but you are going to be moving into the eye of the storm, the center of the storm, where you can find this calmness and this connection to yourself, where there could be so many different outside factors trying to influence you, but it doesn't affect you as strongly as it could have if you were not in the place of standing firmly in connection and in alignment with yourself and in your truth. And so being able to open up to strong discernment within your own awareness very much connects to your ability to open up to knowing your truth. And so this very much connects to that throat chakra and your connection to expression, knowing your own truth, standing firmly in your own truth, embodying your truth, and knowing who you truly are. And in knowing who you truly are, you can then begin to stand even more firmly in your truth. And who is it that you truly are? That's the question, right? Who you truly are is an extension of Source itself. You are a creator being. You are creating your own universe. You are and contain the energy that creates worlds. And so when you give your power away to someone else or an outside factor having influence upon you, then you are giving away that power that you hold within, that light within, that allows you to stand firmly in knowing that you are an extension of Source. You have the ability to create worlds. You are a master manifester, a creator that is literally creating your own universe and your own reality unfolding in front of you. And so we're not here saying that you shouldn't be taking into consideration what other people have to say, because you are co-creating with many other people in your experience. And this is part of your experience as a physical human being. But we are saying that even though other people may have opinions for you in your life, you need to come and be able to align with knowing your firm truth. And it's like only you will know the answer despite the many influences around you. There's nothing wrong with having that sounding board with other people to help you to make a better decision for yourself. But ultimately, it has to come back down to you, and your decisions have to come from a place of empowerment from within you. And so other people in your awareness are there to help you to co-create. Maybe if you have a thought or something that you've been wanting or deciding or struggling with or whatever, you have other people there to help you streamline your thoughts, to help you streamline what it is that you want, to help you streamline any decisions that you have to make. They offer these sounding boards. They offer you contrast. They offer you things to help you, in essence, streamline that information for yourself and that knowledge within you and the truth within you, basically. You are constantly put into situations that you can align further with your truth or give your truth away and away and away, meaning giving your power away and away and away. So we are here to help you to claim or reclaim that power back, open up further into your truth, and be able to stand more firmly in your truth, therefore allowing you to have better discernment with how things are unfolding and opening up around you. In the energy of discernment, when a person is kind of faced with or put into a position of what should I do between this and this, or if a person comes into your awareness and it's like, should I trust this person or not? If you're ever faced with that, it's like duality in its own sense, duality in your thoughts. What should I do? What is the best thing for me to do? Know that in that moment of you recognizing needing to open up to discernment on what you truly need to do or follow or wherever you need to go, in that moment is the energy of either fear or love. And in this moment, it is the energy of grace. The energy of grace is that surrendering to who you truly are, surrendering to the moment of yourself in this perspective that does not include any of these outside factors. It does not include fear. It does not include anything that is of the 3D world, projections, if you will, within the matrix. You are told what to do, say, think, be. You are told how to be and how to live in the world that you are experiencing. And so if you take away all of those layers, if you take away all of those masks in the moment that you are in, for example, if you are dealing with another person, the energy of grace is moving into this space between you and the other person that puts you in pure alignment with you and pure alignment with this person's purest form of themselves. So when you're able to get into that space, you're able to put aside fear and open this connection in love. The energy of grace is about moving into this space of only you and you. When you're faced with a decision, it's about you moving inward and aligning to what it is that you truly want. What is your truth when you're trying to weigh out two different things? What is your truth? What are you most resonating with and aligning with? That does not have anything to do with outside factors or pressures being put on you or external situations or people telling you what to do. If you were to just let all of that go and just go within yourself and see the moment for what it is and the experience for what it is, things will unfold in terms of what you truly resonate with that aligns to your inner truth. Oftentimes that person's inner truth is the thing that is the thing screaming out to them. It's the thing that is feeling very strongly within that person. So if the person is trying to make a decision between two different things, the outside world is telling this person to choose choose option B, but in the person, in the gut of the person, that strong feeling of that person feels that they should choose option A. After, it's okay to sit on it for a bit. So after sitting on it for a bit, after a few days, it's like still option A is still in that person's strong awareness, and it keeps coming into that person's strong awareness, despite other people saying, hey, choose option B, choose option B. And this is also interesting because then it's kind of taking me in terms of how we perceive messages of the universe in our awareness, and how sometimes it's like everyone's telling me to choose option B, so maybe that's what the universe wants me to do. In fact, sometimes things that we see or perceive as messages such as that sometimes lead us into a place for us to dive further into our own discernment and our own inner power and alignment with our own truth. So even though everyone is telling you to choose option B, if you are very strongly feeling option A, then this is a very strong lesson in your ability to discern and in your ability to choose option A through your discernment, through your inner truth and your inner knowing. Then it actually opens up more of that inner empowerment. It strengthens your inner empowerment because you were able to make that decision of option A based upon strictly your own inner truth, you standing firmly within your inner truth, despite all this other things happening telling you to choose option B. So in that moment, the messages were not coming from all of those other people or external factors telling you to choose option B. The message from the universe was within you, telling you very strongly to choose option A. And in that moment of recognizing that energy, that empowerment, the strength of the truth within you, you open more of that inner truth within you. It expands that inner truth in order for you to move forward on your journey and open up stronger and stronger discernment. Sometimes a person gives in and chooses option B because they feel pressured to do it, or they it's like the outside factors swallow you up and you just go along with it. Instead of staying in that eye of the storm, you are swept up into the storm and move along with the storm. So you're flowing with the storm versus standing firmly in the eye of the storm in that calm, centered knowingness. When that happens, it's okay. It's totally fine. There's nothing wrong with it. This is another opportunity for a learning experience in discernment, because when you are connected to you along your ascension journey and path, you open up more and more to your inner empowerment and discernment. And so if you're in this place and you get swept up into that storm and you go along with these outside factors, it allows you that understanding, that feeling of contrast of being, I'm doing what people are telling me I should do, but it doesn't feel good. And it makes you, through that contrast, stand more firmly in your discernment and knowing, hey, I chose option B, but now I'm really feeling like I should have chose option A. So there's nothing wrong with that contrast. There's nothing wrong with you every now and then getting swept up into that storm, getting swept up into those outside external factors that are influencing your reality. Again, this is about co-creation. And so you have all of these outside factors to help you to streamline what it is that you really want. And so when you get caught up into that storm, when you get swept up into that storm due to outside factors, that still offers you the ability to stand even more firmly in your truth as well, because now you know that option B wasn't the right option. And so it makes option A and your ability to connect to that discernment even more stronger, if that makes sense. this may not apply to this situation exactly that you were swept up in because you already chose option B, but it helps you in the future as you move further along on your ascension journey. It helps to cultivate more inner empowerment and strength and standing firmly in your inner truth the next time you find yourself in that crossroads of option A versus option B. And so when you think of yourself taking 10 steps back because maybe you were swept up into that storm after standing for a very long time in your alignment and the eye of the storm, do not see it necessarily as taking 10 steps back, because a person can often feel that way. Instead, know that through that contrast, you are expanding even further along your path than you could have just standing in that firm alignment in that eye of the storm. So maybe you needed the contrast to help propel you into a new direction or help propel you into expansion even further. Because oftentimes standing in that, in alignment, standing in the eye of the storm can become, it could, in a sense, what's coming to me is like become a little bit stagnant, but don't take it for what it is. It just, it's like we came to have an experience here on Earth to expand and to grow. And so it's okay to be caught up in that contrast. It's okay to be caught up in making wrong decisions, because every time you make a wrong decision and you feel in your gut that you should have made the other decision, or you know now that I made the wrong decision, that now I know what the right decision was, it strengthens that discernment within you. It strengthens that inner truth and inner knowing of your decision making and in your ability to discern the outside world. And they're relating a lot of this to this energy of water, so this energy of flow, and how it's like in life, there's ebb and flow. It is not always all flow. There is ebb and flow. There is going to be contrast. And in every situation that you're in, it is a learning opportunity for discernment. It's only when you become more and more aware as you move forward on your ascension journey that you actually become aware of the discernment in every situation that you're in your ability to make a decision, in your ability to choose a side, in your ability to weigh things out. This all adds to that bucket of strengthening your inner discernment. And so when you're able to flow, when you're able to align, then things, it's like the choices you should make, your inner truth, this, that. And sometimes what's put into your awareness is something that you're not very sure of, and that helps to strengthen what you are sure of. It helps to strengthen your truth. But even the contrast is all part of the ebb and the flow. It's all part of this infinite. It comes from this infinite place of oneness. It comes from this connection to all things, your co-creation with everything, your creation of worlds, your creation of your own universe through your universal energetic cycle of the physical incarnation. But it's very strongly yours, if that makes sense. It comes from your own inner empowerment. And so you are creating your universe, you are creating your reality based upon your own empowerment, your own inner empowerment. And when you allow other people to have influence over your inner empowerment, then that opens up into your universe and into your reality. And so on your ascension journey, it's about reclaiming your power, reclaiming your inner power, because when there's so many outside factors that influence a person's decision making, that universe, the person's reality, can become very muddy. It can become very, it's like it's no longer that person's universe or reality, even though that person is existing in its own or their own universe and reality. It becomes disconnected from the person because that person doesn't feel like they created their own reality. The reality that was created for them was all of these outside factors that lurched onto the person and started creating for the person. And so that person becomes a creator of that person's own reality and universe by default. And so moving further into your ascension, into your awakening and higher consciousness, this is about, again, reclaiming your inner power so that you can begin to clear the muddy waters. You can begin to reclaim your own reality and your own universe that you are creating for yourself that is contributing to the whole, the macro and micro of you. And by clearing out those muddy waters, by getting rid of the external things that have been latched onto you, by reclaiming and strengthening your truth and knowing who you truly are, you begin to take more control of creating the reality that you exist within, and also creating that universe that you exist within. And so this is a very powerful time for you to reclaim that power and begin to manifest a reality that you exist upon, or that you exist within, that is uniquely and exceptionally yours, because it comes from and is manifested from your inner empowerment, that is strictly yours, that you stand firm in, that is rooted in your inner strength and knowing and truth, the expression of your truth. This is the reality that you're creating. It's the expression of your truth and no other. It is your truth that is expressing from yourself. And in that reality that is unfolded before you through your inner empowerment and your inner strength of truth, you can co-create with others in a way in where they don't latch on to you and begin creating from you. You co-create with others as if you are both painting on a canvas, instead of the person coming to your canvas and painting their stuff into your canvas. You both create from a single canvas, and this is both of yours. It's not yours, or it's not that person's, if that makes sense. It is a co-creation of the outside world versus someone coming into your life and creating everything for you. And so this ascension is very much about people reclaiming, cleaning up the waters, and moving more into the ebb and the flow of their own life and their own decisions and their own strength, their own inner empowerment. And now, what's the first step in reclaiming your inner empowerment? The first step is being faced with any decision that you have to make. There is the energy of love and fear. And so when you make your decision, know that the decision that you're going to be making is always going to be one based upon love or fear. And so what decision are you going to make? If you choose love, if you choose what you firmly stand in, then it's always going to be the right choice. It's always going to be something that strengthens your own inner empowerment. Whenever you choose fear, know that that fear is coming from an external factor. It's coming from an external something outside of you, obviously. So when you choose, what's coming to me is sometimes a person's fear stems from within, so that fear has already attached itself to the person, so to speak. And so the person may think this decision is coming strictly from me. But if there is fear involved, then although it may not be coming from an outside source, it may be coming from within you. That fear originally was placed within you from an outside source. So if in that moment you feel that your decision is definitely coming from within you, but you have a feeling of fear, then like there again is a discernment between, you have to dig deeper. Everything about fear comes from an outside perspective, even if it's already integrated from within you. But at the same time, the energy of love can also, I'm kind of sensing like on the flip side, that energy of love could also come from an outside perspective if the person is mainly rooted in fear. So if that person is mainly rooted in fear, then they need that outside perspective in that co-creation process, someone of higher vibration to come in and help that person make a decision more based on love. And so it's like that outside perspective is it's an outside perspective, but it's not one rooted in fear. So you still have to figure out where you stand vibrationally. So when I was speaking earlier about outside factors influencing you, that's very much about a person who is able to stand firm in their truth, but is then therefore affected by outside factors. But what they're showing me right now is that it can go the opposite way as well. So it's like if a person is standing very much in fear, if they are very 3D and giving into fear-based things, then they need an outside perspective or factor or influence from someone high vibrational who can help instill more love into that person. So maybe that person is struggling with, right now I very much feel like option B is the thing I need to do, but that option is harnessing more fear within me, but I'm going to do it because that's what I feel is right. In that sense, that person is making that decision based upon their own internal fear, which was originally stemmed from an external factor, but at this point it's within the person. However, an outside factor, maybe a friend may come in and say, hey, but what about option A? It seems like you'd be happier with option A. It's like they help to bring about that love energy that will stir into you as a being, as a human being. That person helps to bring in that high vibrational energy for you to shift your perspective from fear to love and be like, oh, maybe option A is the best option for me. And by choosing option A through that energy of love, then it helps to integrate even more love within you and helps to clear that energy of fear out. It's part of that process of clearing the energy of fear out. Every time you're able to choose or make a decision based upon love and not fear. So in that sense, it's like that's also part of the co-creation process with everyone around us. But you always have to think, it's not necessarily rooted in external factors like I was talking about before, but it's rooted in the energy of love or fear. And so if you're able to hold love within you and you know that your decisions are based upon love, then go with it. If you feel like your decisions are based upon fear, then maybe it's okay to hear someone else out and maybe hear their perspective if it comes from more of a love-based perspective, to help you shift your perspective from fear into love. And so that's why discernment is such a sticky thing to navigate, because you really have to come into alignment with who you are. And if you are standing firm in you and you know in that moment that fear is really overtaking me where I am right now, I need to go and seek out some sort of outside perspective from a high vibe friend or something. Or if you feel in alignment with who you truly are in the space of love and you feel like people are coming at you with fear-based things, then stand firmly in that love that you hold within. So it's very much it depends upon the situation and how you're feeling and what you are. It's very temperamental, I'm feeling. It's like you have to really feel it out, how you are feeling in that power center of you. And no matter what decision you make, no matter where you are, it's always about integrating more love and clearing out that fear. So if you integrate more love, no matter where that energy of love comes from, it helps to strengthen that energy of love within yourself if you're able to make your decisions based upon love. And that's what needed to come through regarding discernment. I think it's really important because it's possible a lot of you guys are finding yourselves in situations of these forks in the roads or crosses, or trying to figure out what you should do, because it's been coming into my awareness lately very strongly. So that's probably why I needed to put out this video. But thank you everyone for watching this video. Thank you for your support. In oneness we are Abe. Oneness and love be with you.